Nice to see you all. This evening, we're going to talk about happiness. I stumbled on to a YouTube video, and you may have seen it. It's very, very well known, of a young man who at the time was about 16 years old. His name was Sam Byrne. He passed away from a disease called progeria, which is a very rare disease in children that causes advanced aging. Usually, children with progeria only live to about the age of 14 to 17. Um, and the way that Sam spoke in his TED talk, um, he displayed a confidence that he would live far beyond that, that he would enjoy a full life. And his talk was so inspiring because, as I just put into the description on Facebook where I'm sharing our session tonight, he he didn't have time in his life to waste. He wasn't given that gift, so to speak, that we are. He didn't have time to dawdle or to waste with frivolity or insincerity or meanness or judgment. And his talk was on, appropriately, how to be happy. Um, he was able to use his sense of humor to communicate. One of his teachings came from Ferris Bueller. He quoted him as saying, "Life goes by pretty quick. If you don't stop and take a look around once in a while, you might miss it." And I wanted to bring this teaching from a rabbi, this is Susan Cohen, RJE, on Safaria, who tells the story about the Hasidic um, rabbi Zusia. Once the great Hasidic leader Zusia came to his followers. His eyes were red with tears, and his face was pale with fear. "Zusia, what's the matter? You look frightened." "The other day I had a vision. In it, I learned the question that the angels will ask me one day about my life." The followers were puzzled. "Zusia, you are pious, you are scholarly, and you are humble. You have helped us. You have helped so many of us. What question about your life could be so terrifying that you would be frightened to answer it?" Zusia turned his gaze towards heaven. "I have learned that the angels will not ask me, 'Why weren't you a Moses leading your people out of slavery?'" His followers persisted. "So what will they ask you?" "And I have learned," Zusia sighed, "that the angels will not ask me, 'Why weren't you a Joshua leading your people into the promised land?'" One of his followers approached Zusia and placed his hands on Zusia's shoulders. Looking him in the eyes, the follower demanded, "But what will they ask you?" "They will say to me, 'Zusia, there was only one thing that no power of heaven or earth could have prevented you from becoming.' They will say, 'Zusia, why weren't you Zusia?'" And the rabbi goes on to comment, um, what might Zusia have done more fully? What would you do if you were really to live your life according to your values to the fullest extent? Or you might ask the question differently: if you were Sam Byrne, whose parents went on to fund and to participate in research for the cure of progeria, how can you make every single day one in which you can achieve happiness and fulfillment? And according to Sam, that means you just have to turn around and look and appreciate the world that you live in, and maybe sometimes not always looking forward, but looking around you. Um, and so I had this teaching from Sam after watching his presentation, and I found this song on Relaxing Guitars, and it's called "Turn Around." Um, and it's actually kind of upbeat. It actually kind of sounds like a dance, which seems kind of appropriate because when you're happy, you feel like light and free, and like you could be dancing. Like You're so grateful for this beautiful world that you exist in and the beautiful things you have in your life. And so we'll use a soundtrack um, as our background here, and then let ourselves continue a little bit after it's done. Um, but just wanted to give you fair warning that it is more upbeat than your normal meditation soundtrack. But I like that because it inculcates happiness. So I'm just going to go ahead and share my sound so make sure that you can hear it without any issues. Here we go. And let's see, where is my play button? Some nice deep breaths. Odeh Hallelujah. Odeh Hallelujah. Ashrei Yoshvei Veitecha. Odeh Hallelujah. Odeh Hallelujah. Ashrei Yoshvei Veitecha. Odeh Hallelujah. Odeh Hallelujah. Ashrei Yoshvei Veitecha. Odeh Hallelujah. Odeh Hallelujah. Happy are those who dwell in your house. May they ever praise your name. So when you're ready, we can bring hands to heart center here. We close with the Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Maybe I'll take a moment to turn around this week. Stop, turn around. Think of our precious, precious life. Thank you all for tonight. Look forward to seeing you next week.